Hi, welcome back to the Spirit's Path. This is D, and today's tarot card of the day out of the Wildwood Tarot deck is the Seven of Vessels in Mourning. And when I meditated on this card earlier, I always think about the empty vessels, and many of the other vessels that we see in the deck are they're filled. All right, and this just tells me that we mourn when we don't have the energy that's in these vessels. Mourning's good as well. And it's a grief period, all right, and that's why that that skeleton head is there too. It's a time to grieve, and a lot of times this comes up when you're mourning, the passing on of somebody, that whether it's a family member, a friend, a colleague, whatever, right? But the key here is to honor that which has moved on. All right. If it's a job, and you could, not only can do you mourn and grieve over loved ones, you do that with pets, you do that with career, with friendships, things of that nature. So this is an opportunity of letting go, and it's also an opportunity of offering thanks and being at peace with the memories that you have. All right, so if there's somebody that you were close to in the past that you haven't really connected with here recently, it's okay to let that person go. All right, and let's say it's a friendship, all right, and just look at it and just say, you know what, we haven't been in contact lately. Maybe in a couple, when they do reach out, we get back together, but this friendship's not serving me anymore, and you know what, it's time to let them go. But at the same time, you think about, wow, we had some good times, with what's going on. And I'll use a good example. As I was going through pictures of family things, and came across photos of graduation. And I was like, oh, I remember that person. And, we haven't been in contact for years. And I look at that and I say, you know what? I'm at peace with that. I don't have to worry about, maintaining that relationship. All right. But I still have the memories there. And, and at the time, I was thinking about what was going on in my life at that point. And it was just, I was very thankful that they were in my life at that point. But now, not so much. It's just, it's time to move on, and, I thank you for the memories and, the good times, and it's time to move forward. And, mourning is a process to heal, right? It's to heal from death or failure, whatever it is that you're going through. I'm still healing from, the death of my mother, right? And there, I'm staying active, all right? I am, in a clean mode, and every day I'm cleaning a room. Getting her house, ready to be taken care of. All right. And it's therapeutic, the cleaning. And it's very, I'm putting my energy into the house and removing some of the, the energy that was there and letting it move on. Right. And showing it the house, it's got some love. Right. So, what that does for me is it brings peace and honors that which has passed. It honors my mom. It honors my dad. All right. It honors my brother and sister as well. All right. And it brings peace and closure, knowing that, love is being put right back into the house. Not that my mom and dad didn't, put love into the house, but, just changing the energy patterns. Right. And what that does is, when you do that, and you honor that which is past, at the same time it brings closure to that grief period, closure to that mourning period, and sometimes that takes a long time, and it doesn't have to be sad. It could be joyous. I mean, I'm taking a workmanlike approach to us, and just one room at a time, one wall at a time to wash down, and just taking my time, making sure I'm doing it doing it correctly. And like I said, it's tiresome, but that's the process that I'm going through, and I'm not sad over it, right? I'm honoring my mom and dad. I'm honoring my brother and sister, by doing what I need to do. And I'm celebrating that life, I'm celebrating the memories of, what this room meant to me, and what it means to, family, cleaning stuff out, right? Those that have moved on are kept alive in our thoughts and hearts. It's same thing with old jobs and old colleagues. They're kept there within our thoughts and hearts, and we can talk to them just like I'm talking to you right now, just as you would talk to your best friend on the phone. You could say, "Hey, Mom, how you doing up there? You and Dad, having fun? You traveling all over like you wanted to, and hey, can you, Mom and Dad, can you help me with this?" Right? You can talk to them just like you're talking to me. All right, just like you're talking to them. And when you do that, spirits in turn will guide you on your spiritual journey. They'll answer those questions for you. They'll answer your prayers. They'll answer your pleads. Your pleadings. And it's good to reconnect, but at the same time, yes, the cups are empty, but that's all right, because I'm going to fill them back up. You're going to fill them back up. It's okay to mourn. It's okay to grieve. All right, and just realize that now you have that opportunity to fill the cups up. So let's tie this into what's happening here for the rest of the week. We started out 7 days ago with that the page of otter, the page of vessels. The otter kind of met you as we started back up, and with the seven of vessels mourning and the page of vessels, they're bookended everybody else, right? The bows, you got two bows, two arrows, and a stones card in the middle. And the otter's asking you, where do you need to let your feelings show? All right? It's okay to cry. It's okay to shed a tear. It's okay to be mad. All right? Just realize that when you're going through those emotions, all right, where they're coming from. All right? And it's not something that's lasting, right? Take a moment, grieve, mourn, cry, shed a tear, boo-hoo-hoo, feel lousy, and then say, what? Okay, I'm done with that. All right. And the other question that the otter asks is, what deeper trust is being asked of you during this mourning process? What deeper trust is being asked of you? And that could easily be something as, I trust you to fill these cups back up. Maybe somebody left these cups for you. All right, and they're yours to fill up. To fill up with pride and joy and ecstasy, and looking at everything that's there and saying, what, I'm going to fill these cups up with good energy and not grieving energy. So here the stouts, the otter's asking you to let your feelings show, and you struggled, with that 8 of arrows. You had the campfire with the abundance, right? And then the page of stones shows up. Okay, or the page of page of stones, the link shows up, and he says, what can you learn from this situation? What can you learn from a mourning situation? Again, you can go back and look at the memories. You can look at the peace that you had, right? What can you learn from that? Well, you know what? Maybe I may need to have my affairs in order, right? The other question is what do you need to make a good decision? Or what data do you need to make a good decision with what's going on out there? Look at the data that's, for filling up those cups. The Knight of Bows, sat down, with you at that fire. The Fox, and says, what opportunity are you seizing in this situation? Mourning, even though you're grieving and you're shedding a tear and you're offering thanks and being at peace, there's an opportunity there for you. An opportunity to, make wrongs right. An opportunity to, I don't want to say cash in on somebody's, down luck, but it's an opportunity to mend relationships, possibly. It's an opportunity to fill these bowls up, okay? The other question he asks is, what details are you ignoring? What details are you ignoring in this picture? Well, you know, the 7 cups are empty. You know, maybe, you know, if you look at the skull, you know, there's you know, lightning rods on it. All right. You know, maybe this guy was out walking in the rain and got hit by lightning. Right? I don't know. You know, but it kind of looks like, you know, this is tucked within a corner of, you know, of the tree. So, you know, what does that mean? What deals, you know, is it something that's hidden? That maybe it's coming to light? Okay, so what are you seizing in that opportunity? Right? What, you know, those are the details that you look at when you're looking at the 7 of vessels in mourning. And then yesterday was the ace of arrows, that breath of life. All right, maybe that new thought process that you had, yesterday has you moving on. And it, you know, maybe it wants you to move on in a career or in a relationship or in a social setting, okay, to, you know, expand your horizons. And in the process of that, maybe you have to make some hard decisions. You know, maybe you have to change a job. Maybe you have to move out of a relationship. Maybe you have to, you know, tell your friends you can't go out anymore, right? Because of what's going on. You know, those all take issues with mourning and grief, and, you know, people are going to look at you and you know, they're not going to understand the reasons why, but they don't have to understand the reasons why. This is you, right? You're making these decisions. You're doing all this, you know, and you're saying to yourself, you know what? Those that aren't going to serve me anymore, you know, aren't going to hold me back. It's time for me to move on. You know, I've had this ace of arrows, this breath of life, this thought process of you know, moving forward. Okay, and you got the Knight of Bows giving you, you know, you got the 6 of Bows and the Knight of Bows there to give you the energy too, to moving forward. So that's it. That's the card of the day, 7 of Vessels in mourning. Hit that like button for me, subscribe to the channel, and share it with others. This is D for Spirit's Path, and we'll talk to you tomorrow. Take care, God bless, and stay safe, everybody.